Thank you, Jesus. I am a true believer in having creative outlets. My next guest is passionate about helping young girls express themselves through photography while eliminating the cost. Let's welcome the executive director of Las Fotos Project, Lucia Torres. Thank you for coming. So lovely to meet you. I was saying you look fabulous. I love your glasses in the break. You look so pretty. Explain what you do. Like, explain what Las Fotos does.
Sure. So Las Fotos Project is a photography mentoring organization. We mentor teen girls and gender-expansive youth between the ages of 13 to 18, helping them express themselves, advocate for the communities, and also create a career pathway if they want to be a photographer in the future as well.
Yeah.
And so a lot of our students, it's not really accessible for them to own a camera. You know, photography is it's an expensive hobby, it's an expensive profession. So we provide them with a full professional camera kit for them to be able to just explore photography on their own. Yeah.
Wow. Yes, because they are very expensive. Can you tell us about some of the projects the girls work on?
Sure. So through our self-expression class, a lot of our students document themselves. They take self-portraits. They document their families to really discover who they are. We have some students who have also been documenting their communities as well. We've had students who have, for example, documented racial injustice and the marches that have been happening for that. Students who have documented also gentrification in their communities and how that's impacting them. And we also had a student who unfortunately experienced like a great loss during, her class. And so she documented her family's grief after losing her father. And so her photography project, it was a beautiful tribute. It was super haunting images, but beautiful, beautiful images. Just really a great honor and tribute to her father.
Wow, I know, and that's got to be healing. You know, all these outlets are so healing. Like that mine is writing, but like it's got to be healing, especially for that individual to be able to document that and kind of go through the process of grief while doing that.
Yeah.
That's so helpful.
Yeah. And the really great part about it too is that aside from them, being in class and learning photography, is they're creating a community with each other.
Absolutely.
So they have support groups within one another, and so she's not only just, she wasn't only just documenting the process of grief for her family, but when they're in community together, they're able to talk to each other and be there for each other and support each other through this process. So aside from the photos themselves being healing, it's just being in the community too. That's
you're cultivating relationships.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is so important. Yeah, to not feel alone. Work is also displayed publicly, right? So that's kind of cool too, the confidence in that.
Yeah. So our students at the end of their semester, they work on a semester basis. So at the end, we have a big exhibition for all of our students.
That's cool.
And their photos are, blown up. They're shown in our art gallery. We have our own gallery, which our student images are shown at. And we invite the whole community, like their parents, their neighbors. We have food, we have music. It's like a big, party. Of course, right now we've had to not do that, but we're looking forward to being able to do that again.
Have you been able to transfer it, like at least online, to where people can come look at it publicly? Like,
cool. We have the people can go onto our website, and we have all of our exhibitions online.
That's beautiful.
And we've also had the opportunity to work with some media outlets like the Washington Post and LA Times. So we've had student images published in the Washington Post, and that's been an amazing thing to be able to be like a 15-year-old.
Absolutely. What a great start. That's amazing. Well, let's check out some of the images that Las Fotos has exhibited. Here we go. I love this. I've been looking at all these photos. I love it.
Yes. This is from a solo show. So one of the other things that we do for our students is we offer them the opportunity to have a solo show or like a residency, just like any artists out there. And they develop the whole concept of their show from start to finish. So this was a show by one of our alumni, Fabiola Lopez. And so she really wanted to have her show focus on something that challenged gender roles and masculinity and what masculinity really meant. So she created the show called Let Boys Be. So like, let boys be who they are, you know? And beautiful, colorful images. I feel like you have to see them in person for them to just be, they're so vibrant.
First of all, wait till you see her. Fabiola, welcome to the show. Hi. Hello. So wait, there you are. You're on the thing. I had to, honestly, girl, you popped up on the screen during the break, and I was like, you are beautiful. You should take your picture. But Fabiola, it's so nice to meet you. Congratulations, first of all. Those were amazing. The exhibit that you had was amazing and so important. The message is so important. But can you tell us more about the collection and why it was so important to you?
Yeah, so Let Boys Be was the solo exhibition that I worked on while I was at Las Fotos Project. And essentially, I wanted to challenge gender norms. And I specifically wanted to focus on male stereotypes that occur within my community. So I wanted to feature men of color specifically. And my favorite photo from that exhibition was of Jose Hernandez, the one you just saw. And he's wearing, you know, the fur coat, the jewelry, and the flowers with the sombrero. And I just wanted to take this photo to celebrate my culture as a second-generation Mexican-American, but also just challenge the male stereotypes that happen within that community and how beautiful it can be when those gender norms are challenged.
It's so cool. I mean, it's so important, like what you're doing. Can you tell us about your experience with Las Fotos?
Yeah, so I joined Las Fotos Project my freshman year of high school, which was 2015, and I remember loving the intimacy of the program because it was very small classes and we had one-on-one mentorship with the mentors. And one of my favorite things that we did my first year there was go out into the community and take street photography photos. And as I grew within the program, I was able to take on many opportunities, one of which was the solo exhibition. And I remember during that process, I was actually paired with a mentor, really encouraged and pushed me to pursue photography on a whole nother level. And I've been able to take on several opportunities because of that. One of which was the Getty Unshuttered program that I took part in, which was essentially working with the Getty in shooting my own little, project that I wanted to work on, which was essentially exploring religion and how people identify with their religion. And at the end of the program, we got to exhibit those photos along with the other student photos at the Getty Museum, which was really cool and amazing opportunity. And then on top of that, I've been able to take part of the Gucci Scholar Program, which is essentially working. I had a scholarship from Gucci. And then we actually got to work in projects with the other students to come up with creative and innovative ways to change something within Gucci, whether that be the production or the merchandising, to just make it more sustainable or innovative. And we got to learn the business aspect of Gucci. So that was a really exciting opportunity. And I just feel that all of these opportunities that have been provided by Las Fotos Project was more accessible because not only was I more aware of them, but I also had mentors who helped guide me in the application process and really helped encourage me to pursue those types of opportunities. And I feel like it's become full circles because now I'm personally an after-school program leader for an after-school program, and I teach photography. And so I feel like the passion of giving back to my community has come from Las Fotos Project and Lucia, who really runs the whole thing. So it's been great.
I mean, this has got to be what your goal was, right? I feel like Fabiola is a walking example of what your dream was for this, right? You must be so proud.
Yeah, no, it's really great. I actually I wasn't the founder of the organization. I worked very closely with him, and he just, left after 10 years. But to be able to take on such an amazing project,
absolutely,
and work with students like Fabiola. Nice to see you, by the way.
She's killing it.
Yeah.
Good
oh
Lord.
my gosh, amazing. And to also be able to come back and, support our students. And we have several students that come back and mentor our other students. So they're mentoring the next generation, being peer mentors. I one day hope to see a whole bunch of Las Fotos Project students out there, shooting the covers of Vogue magazine and being on the field at football games and, all of that.
That's so cool. I dream big. That's what I say. And I mean, good Lord, she's doing it. Well, we reached out to the premium camera brand Leica Camera, and they are committed to amplifying female perspectives in photography. Burr, burr, burr. So, under their Leica Women Photo Project initiative, and as a way to kickstart ongoing support, they're giving Las Fotos $10,000 just to help out.